Welcome back to East West Sports. With the weather warming up and the grass getting greener, outdoor sports are in full swing. And that includes adventure sports that are so popular in China they're played on a national level, like the National Ultimate Frisbee Championships. BON's Howard Pan has more in this week's big feature.
On this warm, sunny late spring day here in the suburbs of Beijing, over 400 athletes from all over China and many parts of the world gather here for the 6th annual China National Ultimate Frisbee Tournament. Today, we're going to go find out how this American sport is doing here in China. Let's go. Frisbee flew its way across the Pacific Ocean and landed here in China around the turn of the millennium. Virtually unheard of to the locals some 10 years ago. But since the sport has taken off.
1, 2, 3, go. All right? It doesn't take that long to check. You got an open side look, you got a break look, then you got a dump. If you caught it coming in, you have a kick out, no. You got an open side, break live, no. Dump, all right? That's it. There's no other way you can throw the disc in Frisbee. It's open, break, or dump. That's the only throws that exist, all right? Check him faster. Let's do it, baby. Let's get fired. Hey.
At the first national championship back in 2007, only 6 teams competed in the tournament. This year, a record 24 teams came to participate, including 2 high school squads even.
And this is the tournament that is the largest in China every year. It's the one tournament that almost all the teams look forward to and start preparing for like their summer. And if you go on Weibo from them, they're all like, oh gosh, I'm really looking forward to it. I really want to be there. And they're all counting down the days.
Many schools here in China have adopted Frisbee into its intramurals program, while an intercollegiate Frisbee league is also in the works. It's not surprising to see why this sport has become so popular here. In a rapidly changing society where people are starting to develop an appetite for variety and novelty, Frisbee seems to be the perfect fit.
But partly because we're in such a dynamic country and so many people are so eager to try something very different that's not what they're used to seeing.
Another fascinating aspect of the sport is that it's co-ed, and at least 2 out of the 7 players on the field have to be of the opposite gender. This is something that we certainly don't see very often here in China. As of this year, 18 cities in China already have Frisbee leagues, and other cities around the country are looking to host tournaments of their own.
The past 3 weeks, we've had 2 cities ask us what it would cost and what's the organization involved in kind of what needs to be done in order to organize a tournament this big.
However, the flight path for Frisbee in China may not be without turbulence. As a developing country, land values have skyrocketed in recent years. As a result, quality fields are becoming more expensive and hard to find. Kids here in China are also faced with very demanding academic schedules. And in their limited spare time, other sports such as soccer and basketball may stand in the way. Despite the challenges, the sport is becoming increasingly popular here. And now there are over 20,000 Frisbee players in the country, a 10-fold increase from a decade ago. The sport certainly has an adventurous factor attached to it. And here at the tournament, that's no different. The organizers brought in a cake machine for all the athletes participating and fans in attendance.
This is awesome tourney. All the friends who love this game, who love to share the game, they all come around in Beijing, the capital city of China, and we have a lot of foreign friends. They join this team as well, join this tourney as well. So the culture, the atmosphere, and the spirits of the game is really accepted really well.
No helmet, no stick, no fancy equipment. All you need is a disc and empty space to play. For Frisbee, the sky may be the limit here in China. Reporting for East West Sports on BON, I'm Howard Pan.
Well, let's welcome Howard into the studio now. Howard, man, great to see some outdoor sports there. Now, having seen it first person, what do you think is the future of Frisbee in China?
No, Aaron, I think the sport has a lot of potential here in China. Kids have a very demanding academic schedule, and parents do want to find ways for their kids to participate in sports to stay fit. However, there are 2 concerns for these parents. One is obviously safety, the other being cost. And I think Frisbee fits that bill perfectly. And as far as safety is concerned, the sport is much safer than, say, soccer or football. There are no slides and there are no full-on face-to-face tackles.
Cost-wise, the sport, all you need is a Frisbee disc, and there's no pads, no helmets. You don't need a stick or a bat. As long as you can find an empty parking lot, or just an empty space in general, the game is good to go. So definitely a lot of potential for the sport to grow here in China.
Now, Howard, this was the national championship, so being there up close and personal, how would you rate the level of play? How competitive was it?
Aaron, was very competitive, in fact. There's a lot of diving catches, quite a few mid-air collisions. And a lot of the players, when they walk off the field, their jerseys were all mudded. Despite the intensity and the fact that there are no referees in the sport, I didn't see any argued calls during the entire day of play. There are observers in place, but they're not referees in a sense where they don't make calls. They just tell the players what happened. Ultimately, it's up to the players on both teams to get together and decide on a call. But there was no argument at all, so that's another fascinating and unique aspect of this sport.